WWE Clash of the Castles coming to you this Saturday live from Glasgow, Scotland. As you know, the Flex Zone podcast, we're going to be live 2 p.m., 1 p.m. Central, 11 a.m. Pacific, breaking all down with you here live. Make sure you check out all the other previews on the channel. And let's get into this Intercontinental Championship match. I don't want to waste too much of your time as the Intercontinental Champion Sami Zayn walks into Glasgow, Scotland to take on Chad Gable, Perk Gable, Team Gable, possibly on the way. And you can let me know in the comments, guys, the best story right now on WWE TV, on any show. Not the Bloodline, not Cody, not Dominic and Liv Morgan. It's Chad Gable and what he's doing with Otis and the Alpha Academy and this story that's intertwined with Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental Championship. Now, there are reports we heard about Chad Gable's contract. There were rumors of it was supposed to expire last week. It is being reported that he has agreed to a new deal with the WWE, with the company. Details have not been divulged yet, but he's the type of guy, Gable, it seems, that's going to keep things on a hush-hush as much as possible, as long as possible, before the dirt sheets, the news outlets, get hold of it. So I'm sure that news may come out in the next couple of days. And I'm sure if he did resign, they presented a good offer to him and probably promised him an Intercontinental Championship win. But not yet. I know Gable has been the tough luck loser since his feud with Gunther, which they then dropped and kind of picked up during WrestleMania season to kind of involve him into the storyline, which I would have probably had Gunther lose to Gable, if anybody. But Sami Zayn beat Gunther. Would have had Sami Zayn beat Gunther for the world title after winning the Rumble maybe next year. But the story makes sense. Now, after only 60-something so odd days as champion, I don't think they're going to let Sami lose the belt this soon. Now, I think Chad Gable will eventually beat Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental Championship. There is a couple of pay-per-views, a couple of big shows coming up that they could do the switch. I know Glasgow, I know Clash of the Castle seems like the perfect opportunity. The crowd is going to be rabid. They're going to be booing the hell out of Gable. They're going to be on his ass from the moment his music hits. But I think you have Money in the Bank coming up in Toronto. That could be a great time. You know, that crowd's going to be hot. And you have, of course, SummerSlam in August with it taking place as a stadium show in Cleveland. Now, we know Chad Gable and Otis have had some tension. Otis refusing to do what Gable has said, reluctantly attacking Sami Zayn. I think this is where the turn happens. The crowd is going to be hot. They're going to be wanting it. They're going to be rooting for Otis. They're going to be ready to pop like a Daniel Bryan yes movement moment, a Wyatt family yes movement moment, a moment that will encourage the crowd to really want to see this pop off. Now, I do think Chad will have this match won. He'll probably ask for Otis' assistance. And could be when Otis walks out on him, Otis attacks him, Otis does not help what Gable wants to complete. This could then set up a bigger story, maybe set up a one-on-one match at a PLE if they wanted to do it. And I think in that match, you could see the debut of the new Team Gable. We've seen Chad Gable talking to the Creeds. We've seen Chad Gable talking to the Creed brothers who need a refresh, a character change, a much-needed heel turn. They could have Team Gable of Brutus and Julius Creed interfere in their match, maybe allow Chad to get the win. Or if they want to hold it out even longer and keep people on their toes, they could have Gable beat Otis, no interference, and then he gets his rematch maybe at a SummerSlam, and that's where he gets his moment. He gets his opportunity. You get the debut of Team Gable, the Creed brothers, Julius and Brutus, assisting Chad Gable to win the Intercontinental Champion and has eluded him for over a year without the help of the Alpha Academy. He kicks those bums to the side, and he wins his Intercontinental Championship with his new Team Gable, himself, Brutus, and Julius Creed, giving us Team Angle vibes. But I want to hear from you. Sound off in the comment section. Like and bomb that like button. Backdrop that bell. Let me know what you're thinking about the Intercontinental Championship match. This is probably one of the most anticipated matches on the card. It can go either way. I can see Sami winning. I can see Chad Gable winning as well, especially if he re-signed. But I think the bigger story here is to maybe drag this out to a Money in the Bank or to a SummerSlam, where then Gable can then be crowned IC champion. I think it's inevitable. Gable will be your Intercontinental Championship at some point this summer, whether it's going to be Clash of the Castle, Money in the Bank, or even at SummerSlam. As I mentioned, a lot of unpredictability with a lot of these matches, a lot of things that could happen. I talked about it with the World Heavyweight Championship match. I'm talking about it with this match. This match is going to be great. Like I said, the story has me invested. Otis is such a lovable babyface. The crowd is going to love it on Saturday afternoon, evening, if he turns on Gable and allows Sami Zayn to get the win, thus telling the bigger story, eventually leading to Team Gable with the Creeds and Chad Gable eventually overcoming Otis and getting his Intercontinental Championship. But sound off down below. It's great to see the Intercontinental Championship since Triple H has taken over. That's one of the best things he's done is with the IC title, building it up, making it the workhorse title, making it something that main events PLE, something that main events Raw, something that main events and has major storylines intertwined throughout the whole show. So I'm going with Sami Zayn to retain. Gable gets turned off by Otis, and then we get the bigger story where Gable eventually overcomes Otis, eventually overcomes Sami Zayn, and becomes your Intercontinental Champion with the help of Julius and Brutus Creed, the Creed brothers. Who, like I said, a character change, a meaner heel Creeds would be fantastic. But make sure you subscribe. Join us this Saturday live for WWE Clash of the Castle. Live stream and watch along. You know how we do. Super hit the subscribe button, like and bomb that bell, backdrop that bell, and drop your predictions down below. I'll see you Saturday. I'm going with Gable to fall short, but eventually overcome and become your Intercontinental Champion by the end of the summer. I think Sami holds on to it for a little while longer. Let me know your thoughts down below as we get ready for Clash of the Castle.